Do you have more confidence in Dallas or Philly this Sunday?
Oh, I have more confidence in Dallas this Sunday. That is the question, Molly, that I want to answer.
Is Dak the most important player in this game?
No, he's not. Carson Wentz is.
Okay.
Carson Wentz is the most important player in the game. Philly, all I've been hearing from this man, making excuses for Wentz all year. He's ticked up recently, had some good drives, needed 2 shots and a fourth quarter heroics to beat Washington for some reason. But anyway, all I've been hearing is how the receivers are hurt and everyone's hurt and the line was banged up to start the season, et cetera, et cetera. Carson Wentz is supposed to be a team-carrying talent.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz was supposed to be in the post-Aaron Rodgers era. I was looking at him and Andrew Luck. Like maybe it's going to be him instead of Andrew Luck.
Game winner on Sunday.
It turns out it's Mahomes
impressive.
and Lamar Jackson, and but Wentz looked like one of those guys. And
Dak wasn't even supposed to be in the conversation with Carson Wentz.
Not even in the conversation. Yeah. And Dak has an offensive line that's mostly healthy now. He has a defense that's getting, that's coming around. He has a running game that was very, very good. He has a lead wide out. He has a good Dak.
Yeah, you're saying Dak's better than
No, I'm saying
Carson?
Dak's got all those things.
Yeah.
Carson does not. Yeah. He must perform in this game. It's not that I have low expectations for Wentz. The reason I'm down on him is I have high expectations. He's by far the most important player in this game.
I think I'm going to say to you, when we talk about who you're going to have faith in and who you're thinking about, I'm believing in the Eagles on this one, at least momentarily. Here's where I'm at with this. I don't like the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles lost back-to-back home games against New England and Seattle. But they are New England and Seattle. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys, and we talk about road losses this year, they lost at New Orleans with Teddy Bridgewater, no Drew Brees, okay? They lost on the road
to the Jets,
to New England. They lost on the road to the New York Jets. They lost on the road to Trubisky and the Chicago Bears. The Dallas Cowboys haven't been the most reliable team on the road. Now, if you know anything, first of all, anytime Dallas comes into Philadelphia, it's a rabid kind of atmosphere, something special in the air. So it has nail-biter written all over it. I mean, unless it's the Minister of Defense, God rest his soul, Reggie White and the crew, usually it's a nail-biter. It's going to be a close game no matter what, particularly this late in the season. But when you got a division crown on the line, it's a playoff game. It's a playoff game. It's a playoff kind of atmosphere.
Play-in.
So when I look at it from that perspective, and I see that the Eagles have somewhat improved, particularly in their secondary, because we were dogging them 2-3 weeks ago. But they've improved over the last couple of weeks, at least in the second half of games. When we look at the fact that Sanders ran the football effectively last year, when we look at the fact that Carson Wentz isn't making as many mistakes. I'm not saying he don't make the mistakes holding on to football, fumbling the ball, throwing an interception here and there. But the mistakes have been somewhat minimized compared to what they were weeks ago. And I also take into account how Dallas beat their living you-know-what when they came to Dallas. When you got that kind of beat down, it's not like boxing. See, when you get beat down, it can take you hard. It can take you hard. When Trinidad hit Job, I keep bringing that one up, right? I'm just saying, I just can't help it. I just can't help it. When you get knocked out, all right, there's something in your soul that comes out.
That's why I admire you, because it doesn't matter how many times I knock you out, you're back the next day at it like nothing happened.
You've never knocked me out. That's why you still stop lying.
Like nothing happened.
Stop lying.
Short memory.
But here's the deal. What I'm saying is that football is different.
That was actually funnier. I'm just really tired. I think I'm overtired.
It's only Tuesday, Mom.
Here's the deal. When you look at it from a football perspective, I don't think you're taking their heart. I think you've awakened them. And so as a result, I expect a dogfight in Philadelphia. And let's see what happens. I'm all right with Philadelphia right now.
You know what worries me? I'm taking the Cowboys just to get that out of the way.
Right.
You know what worries me?
Why?
I can't get that picture of Meek Mill blasting through the speakers last year when they were about to play to get to the Super Bowl. Like, I can't. That is how it's going to be. That is the atmosphere that Dallas is going to have to walk into. Here's what Cowboy fans hope. I posted on Instagram during the game. I said, did they just take me up a cliff to dangle me and drop me off? Like, I don't know that. And therein lies the problem. I don't know. I want to know what team. Are we the team that's continuing to go up? Or are we the team that's going to give you a little bit?
The team that beat the Rams or
I'll
the
throw
team
you
against
right
the
off the
Jets.
cliff.
Yeah.
As soon as you start feeling confident that the team we thought this would be finally showed up. I'm nervous about that. But there are two varying factors that play into this game. Stephen A., I love the fact that you brought the point up about the Eagles. The Eagles have everything to play for. Right? You think about their season, how tumultuous it's been, 7-7. We get the Cowboys at home to win the division. We can make the Cowboys obsolete, and we can play ourselves into the playoffs. On the opposite side, you know what the Cowboys are saying? All we got to do is do what we did last week. All we got to do is do what we did against them the first time.
But Stephen A's point is right. In the NFC East, these rivalry games, even when it looks a little lopsided, it doesn't end up that way.
Here's the thing, though. When we had conversations about the Dallas Cowboys earlier this year, when they were going through the 3-game losing streak, what's the one thing we always came back to? Look at the roster. Look at the guys that are on this team. And when they play to that potential, the Eagles ain't close. I don't give a damn what the atmosphere looks like.
Yeah.
If the Eagles, if the Cowboys play to who the Cowboys truly are,
They're the better
That's
team.
why I'm saying it's so much pressure on,
No doubt.
Okay. Pressures on
To
Dak,
me, the
because
pressure
Dak
is
has a
on Dak.
contract out there. I get
Yeah.
it. And I made that argument yesterday. But what I'm saying is Wentz has already been paid like an elite quarterback, right? It's going to inhibit their ability to sign extra pieces, which apparently Wentz needs. This is not exactly Donovan McNabb, who can do it with second-tier receivers. You know, due respect to guys who, as Stephen A. said, overachieved, but it was pre-TO. They didn't have elite guys, and he got you to the NFC Championship game. Wentz appears to need more. So the whole thing with Peterson is, boy, Wentz is asked to do a lot. He's going to have to do a lot in this game. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.